Pain heals. Chicks dig scars. Glory lasts forever.
What's up? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Shout out to the 19 Indiana Fever had camp day one of camp started yesterday. So I just wanted to give you some early impressions. I'm not going to do a deep dive or, get into analysis like, oh, this is what's good and this is what's happening and this I don't like because obviously again, day one of camp, they released a few highlight clips. So I just kind of want to give you my overall impressions based on what I did see as opposed to just breaking it down. I've got some clips on here I'll show you. And we'll talk about what maybe we can expect going forward with the Indiana Fever as we get more and more of a look of the entire team being together, right? We know Caitlin was in the gym all the time. Brianna Turner was, from everything I hear and what I've seen, was in the gym a lot when she got there and so forth. You had a few players, you had Lexi and AB and Unrivaled, and of course, so they weren't there. But now we've got the entire team playing. And at first, I did want to start off with one quick clip. This is Dewana Bonner kind of talking about the leadership aspect being, the vet, the oldest player on the team, bring what she can bring to the younger players as well. And listen, this is only about 20 seconds long, okay? Catch what she says at the end because I have to admit, I kind of laughed and I was glad to hear it.
The most impressive thing I think is them wanting to be better. You know, they want to be a great team. They want to be a great organization. They want the leadership. So just all eyes looking at me like, okay, BB, what do you want to do next? And everybody just been receptive of me being a leader and just trying to give all the knowledge I can, but also save my breath because they fast. They run a lot.
Fast. They run a lot. I love that. That is good to hear because again, that is one of the things that worries me a little bit is they're not going to run as much as I think they're built to, but we will say fingers crossed that they do. And overall impressions of the little bit that I saw with them is they seem to be running a lot in the scrimmage portion. Now, of course, that may be they just showed us the section of where it's, hey, every time we get the ball, either team, I want you to run because they're working on certain things within that. But again, that still shows that that is going to be a part of what they want to do. One thing you'll see here with Caitlin hitting this three, yes, she's headbutting the wall. That was, I believe, a buzzer. Now, I don't know if they were just running like there's so much time left in the quarter or game or half or whatever, or if they actually were playing a full on scrimmage and this just happened to be the end of the quarter, but you could hear buzzer beater. And yeah, I mean, I get this. It's kind of, the same mentality I had when I played. I just didn't have Caitlin Clark's talent. So I kind of love and embrace that about her. That's one of the things I like just because I can really appreciate and identify it from someone who has that same like win at all costs, no matter what attitude. But anyway, let's talk a little bit. So first of all, I think now we'll see how they'll use, right? Again, we don't know for sure, but it seems to me like they really nailed the off season with Luana Bonner, Natasha Howard, Sophie Cunningham, which I mean, that is, by the way, one of these clips you'll see run, and you can just see, I think it during the warm up, like Sophie is over the moon to be at with the Indiana Fever. Absolutely. And so you add that and the type of player she is and someone who's been playing at a position as I think I saw Lexi Brown, another video I did, which you should check out, talked about how Sophie, because of the makeup of Phoenix, was playing at a position for a few years. So she should get back to her position with the Fever, but at Dewana Bonner and Tasha Howard with their championship pedigree, their experience, their veteran leadership, they can score in different ways. As I said before about Bonner, I think plays, and so does Howard. They both play taller than they are because of their build. That's something Oh my goodness, Lexi Hull and Sophie Cunningham, but Lexi Hull has in common as well. She's long, right? Like I know Lexi's 6'1", but she's long. She plays bigger than 6'1". I think they have a number of those players now. Now, the clips that I've seen, everything looks more organized than we had last year, but to be fair to Christy Sides, we didn't see a lot of stuff with her in terms of practices. I know one of the famous ones is Erica Wheeler, dribbling around in a circle a million times before she shoots a layup and misses. But she also didn't have this team, right? So you were going to get that with those players, but it definitely seems to be an upgrade. We shall see. Fingers crossed. We Philly fans, we always want proof. We assume it's all a disaster until it isn't. So I've got to see what the games look like. Like I said in my video about her, Michaela Timpson, just the other day, go check it out if you haven't. She's going to make this roster, and I know she's going to be toward the end of it, but I believe, this is my guess, early on guess, okay? I have a right to change my opinion, that as we move through the season, you're going to see her have a more significant role on this Fever team, right? She's going to play a bigger role. She may not play a lot early on, maybe she'll get a few minutes here and there, but I think that that will grow over time. Who is that going to come? Who's that going to be who is that going to be at the expense of in terms of playing time? I'm not sure yet. We shall see, but I think Michaela Timpson gets more playing time as the season goes. Lots of upside to her game. Look, she's raw. She's a rookie. There are things that are going to have to be fixed in that. But again, rookie, folks. She's a rookie. She's got a high upside, I believe. She can post. She's a rim runner. She's a rim protector as well. So I think, yeah, we're going to get all the growing pains you get with young players, but I think there's a lot of things she does that are going to be important to this team. Overall, what I've seen of Sophie Cunningham has impressed me. I'm a fan of her game anyway. I think she'll be able to do more with the Fever than we saw in Phoenix if she gets that time. She's a versatile player, offensively and defensively. She can defend, believe it or not. Yes, she is a pretty good defender. She can get to the hoop. She can shoot the three. She's got good basketball IQ. She passes the ball well. She can bring the ball up the court if need be. She plays and defends multiple positions as well. So I hope she gets significant minutes because I think she can be important to the team. AB, Aaliyah Boston is going to be huge for this team on how she plays, to the positive or the negative. I think this is that year where she needs to take a big step forward and have a better season this season. Not, and I'm not saying she had a bad look, she played right. She had a good season last year. She made the All-Star team, all that. So don't get this all twisted as I'm saying she had a bad season last year. I'm saying this is where she separates from her first couple of years and takes that leap forward, and she needs to do that for this team. For me, she's got some issues, and all players do. Running the court, not really her thing, and I get it. It's not what she's built for. She needs to continue to work on developing that outside shot. Not even necessarily the three, although I know Steph talked about that as well, but just being able to consistently hit that 16, 17 footer if she gets the ball off a pick and roll, whatever, near at the foul line a little bit higher. She's got to be able to nail that shot consistently, make that player come out and defend her, which can open up the paint for cutters because Aaliyah Boston is a good passer. So if she can catch the ball there, foul line extended up a little higher, and the defender has to respect that shot, that opens up the lanes for cutters running baseline, for coming off of picks and getting into the paint, because Aaliyah Boston can absolutely make that pass. We know she knows the pick and roll well and developed it really well with Caton last year, and that trust and knowing where each other's going to be. I think that goes to another level if she improves her picks, because as good as that pick and roll was, her picks aren't always all that great. And to be fair, Caitlin doesn't always run off those picks close enough to AB. You gotta, and this is a problem I have with basketball in general, modern game, is the player coming off the picks not always doing a very good job. You gotta rub off that pick. You can't leave space for that defender to fight through. You've got to set them up, take that step the other way, and rub off that pick setter. So there is no space for that player. They force them to go under. Always force that. So anyway, but Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston in the paint. I see her working on the left. That would be huge. Working on that pivot foot, so she's got that. She can fake right, drop step, use her left hand, pump faking shots more often before she gets up because she doesn't get off. Vertical is a problem with her. She doesn't get off the ground a lot. So those things like pump fakes and being able to step up and step under and use her left as well is going to be really really important. I think she can be a good facilitator as well, like I was just talking about. Um, when they get to know each other well enough as this team develops chemistry, the ball movement from this team is going to be absolutely insane. Weapons, weapons everywhere. Size, speed, threes, post play, midi game. It is all there. They have all of those options. If defenses decide they're going to key on Caitlin Clark the way they did last year, especially early on, the Fever are going to win a championship. Caitlin's numbers might not be as good, but they're going to win a championship. Um, they won't have to be as good if they don't key on Caitlin Clark. Well, I'm not sure the result is any different because now she's going to go off. This team could be the epitome of pick your poison, right? Now you'll get doubles and traps and stuff because that's just part of the game, but you can't really key on an individual player with this team the way you can do with a lot of teams because you're going to get yourself in trouble, right? You want to key on Caitlin Clark, Natasha Howard could go for 30, Bonner could, Cunningham could, Kelsey could, AB could. But this is going to be more like my Eagles offense we saw this year. I know, I get different sport, I get it, but look, go ahead, try and stop something is my point. It is not going to matter. Not only won't you stop what you want to stop, I'm looking at you, Saquon Barkley, you won't stop any of the other weapons either, Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. Come on, man. Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, Natasha Howard, DeWanna Bonner, Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston, Lexi Hull, right? Come on. Pick your poison, my friends. Pick your poison. So I like what I saw. I mean, look, again, day one, I'm not going to blow smoke up your backside and be like, oh, look, let's break this down and see what this here and that's going to mean this for the season. But I did want to do a short video because, hey, they finally made it to camp. Obviously, a lot of Fever fans on this channel, they're excited. This is the first time we've seen this completely new roster together. Um, oh, and one thing I did want to point out, I want to make sure I do show this one while I'm talking because a couple of things that you'll see here. I'm gonna let this run a little bit. It's about 30 seconds. But Caitlin's just gonna go all the way to the hoop. By the way, is that Lexi Hull coming over with some good defense? Caitlin Clark stays on the ground and lets her team face only 3 defenders. Lets the other team face only 3 defenders because she also got a teammate helping her up. Shame, Caitlin Clark. I'm kind of kidding, guys. Come on. Um, right? But look, here's the thing. They get out in the break. They run. Kelsey going to close, and no, we're just going to go nice finish there. By the way, you had 2 missed bunnies at the other end, and look where we're going. We're going to run off a made basket. Boom, we like that. Kelsey's going to get to the basket. You've got to make that shot. But a couple of things. So I'm wanted to show this because kind of I just wanted to have some fun and make fun, right? Caitlin missed the drive. Was that Natasha Howard I saw that followed? If not, don't yell at me, man. I can't remember. But there's a missed bunny for a follow. Kelsey Mitchell missed the bunny. It's like, man, flashbacks. But one late Lexi Hull coming over backside. That was some nice defense though on Caitlin Clark, right? Like when I say miss bunny, that was a tough shot. But what I wanted to point out positively that I liked, and this is what I mean about the practices, is you see the up tempo, like they're all running, they run it off made baskets as well. And again, that may be the drill. It may be, hey, when you get the ball, we're going to run no matter what. But just the fact that they are working on that is like, come on, y'all know the kind of basketball I like by now, right? You hear me talk about it enough, whether it's the Phoenix Suns and shooting in the first 7 seconds, or my dad and talking about the Nolan Richardson's Arkansas teams in the 80s with the whole 40 minutes of hell. Like he was full court offense and defense the whole time. He's just going to grind you into the ground and make you want to give up. That's what I want to see from the Fever because I think they have the roster for that. Yes, they should play some half court offense. Absolutely. There are absolutely times to do it, absolutely times where you should do it, and times when you need to do it, and you got to be good at it. But this team, for me, and this is why I'm happy, is a type of team that can break spirits. It can break your will. It can make you say, F this. I don't have it in me to continue to do this, to continue to run, to continue to compete. You make them quit, is what you do. And when you're running that ball down their throat over and over and over again, kind of like football, right? I think the NFL's forgotten that how important the running game is. And now they've watched the Eagles and like, hey, well, damn. Maybe because guess what? Those runs that are a yard, 2 yards, 3 yards in the first quarter are 60-yard touchdowns in the fourth. But anyway, I don't want to get off topic. Sorry about that. Oh, I know I got some Cowboys fans that listen to me, and I appreciate you so much. But I just wanted to leave it there. I just wanted to run through some kind of first impressions from the tape that I saw with camp. I'm gonna leave it there for now. Appreciate you checking out this video as always. Let me know your comments if you saw other videos. I tried to get all the ones that I knew were out there. There weren't a whole lot, very different variations of them. But let me know your thoughts on all this in the comments below. If you've got other videos, let me know about them in terms of from the fever. And like, comment, subscribe. You know the drill. Appreciate it. And I will talk to you later.